I remember when I was in depression, I would take a shower and that's the moment that I would cry. I cried, I let it out in the tub, in the shower. And once I was done, I put that mask back on. You could always be there for them, but the one time that you need them, they go ghost. No, because we always are showing up for everybody else. We're showing up for the world, but we have to start showing up for ourselves. Welcome to your success stories. I'm your girl Nika Johnson and I am a credit coach and budgeting expert, and today we'll be talking about how to deal with anxiety and depression. Just as a disclosure, I am not a licensed therapist. This is not necessarily any type of legal advice, or please see a healthcare professional, or please see a therapist that is licensed that can be able to help you with your trauma. These are personal knowledge and information that helped me get through some of these things that I want to share to you. Let me know in the comments of if any one of these that you actually practice, or if anything helps you along the way as well. Make for sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications, because I'll be coming with more quality content about financial literacy, focusing on budgeting, savings, and credit, but also the things that we don't really talk about that can help comfort us on this journey of navigating success. First thing first, one of the things I recommend is these are not in any type of chronological order of what works more than others. These are just a list of different things that I feel like that kind of can help you along the way. Take a cold shower. Being able to take a cold shower is a lot of health benefits in regards to the aspect, but shocking your body of doing something that's unusual, but also because we can get into a deep thought or trance, but shocking the body in, taking a shower in cold water. Sometimes it may be taking a bath. Just taking time out for yourself is that taking that bath, rubbing some bubble bath and some Epsom salt and setting the mood for you. Pour a little glass of wine if you may. Set the tone of the music, but just be in that moment for you for once, because we always are showing up for everybody else. We're showing up for the world, but we have to start showing up for ourselves. So when we are identifying these signs and triggers of depression, anxiety, these are some things that we need to be able to do to start de-escalating, and so it's not constantly creeping up on us, and be able to identify some of those triggers. So if that may be taking a bath and just be able to relax. Sometimes it's hard being a mom and never have alone time with your babies because you can't even use the bathroom by yourself. And so just shutting the door and locking it may seem like it would help, in the same token of I remember when I was in depression, I would take a shower and that's the moment that I would cry. I cried, I let it out in the tub, in the shower. And once I was done, I put that mask back on. But we can't always put on that mask. We need to make for sure that we're showing up for ourselves and going through the process, growing through that pain, so we be able to heal, so we can be able to get through this moment of life, and as we are being stretched in so many different directions, to know these lessons and find the test in these testimonies. Another tip is finding healthy coping mechanisms, such as going to go work out, going for a walk sometimes, just exercising. That is a positive stress reliever. But smoking weed, drinking, gambling, those are things it's not helping you anything, because a lot of times you're numbing yourself because you're not dealing with the reality. But we need to take a deep dive in and figure out the root of these issues. So exercising is a good stress relief. If it's kickboxing, if it's boxing, if it's just a 20-minute walk, that is 20 minutes step away. If you work from home, I need you to go outside and get a breath of fresh air. Turn off your phone, just go for a walk. Put a timer on your Apple Watch or anything like that. But even if it's 15 minutes of that fresh air, we need that. Circulating that fresh air in your home if you're working from home. Open up them windows, open up them curtains and them blinds. Get light. Let the sun shine in your body and let it glisten, because you're beautiful and you matter. And I want you to know that. So if you haven't heard that, I'm going to say it again. You are beautiful and you matter. But you want to make for sure that we are getting some of that fresh air, because sometimes when you're in a depression, you put the cover up your head. You want to lay in the dark and you don't want to be bothered. You want to close out the world. But sometimes that does not help. We need to find someone that we can be able to speak to, someone that we can be able to vent to. And this is why I always advocate for a therapist, because sometimes you want to vent to your friends and family, but it's not their business to help and heal you. You need to go see an expert, and you need to put that in your budget. Another tip is putting your phone on do not disturb or on silent. It is okay that you missed the call. You don't have to keep answering and showing up for everybody else. It used to be a point in time that I would never miss a call from certain people. Now I let them go to voicemail. I don't have time for them. Some folks will literally drain you. You could always be there for them, but the one time that you need them, they go ghost. No. Like, it's okay to put your phone on do not disturb. One of the healthy boundaries that I was able to place, after 7 p.m. my phone goes on do not disturb. Another boundary is my office hours is Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm not doing business, outside of them time zones. I'm not doing business in my DMs. Like, I'm not doing business on my personal cell phone. So there's a chain of command, and it's standing on those boundaries. Another thing may be sometimes if you in the moment is eat something comforting. Now, hey, this is with limitation. I'm not talking about emotional eat, but if you craving something that may give you some type of comfort. What I mean, and let me break this down a little bit more, is okay, I'm on a diet. I'm doing this diet, it's like super strict, it's all these greens, these smoothies, and I'm just like, I could really use this. Not saying just go all out the diet, but something that's comforting to be able to aid that support if I'm going through emotional warfare in my mind. So I don't want you, and I'm not just saying go overeat, because we not normalizing obesity and things such as, but just being conscious of that. So sometimes it may be that comforting meal, or it may be a comforting meal from your childhood that gives you those memories that you hold on to, then do that. Another tip is to people to doodle, like brain dump. I love the note section in my phone. I write all my thoughts out. Another thing is because I always forget. So if I don't put it down right away and stop what I'm doing, I'm not gonna be able to remember my train of thought in the next 60 seconds. But literally writing your thoughts down. You know how we was a kid and we had journals, write those things out, and that is okay. So one thing that I learned one time I was listening to this podcast is being able to write your triggers and how did those triggers make you feel. And so you can be able to identify to make sure you're not exposing yourself to those triggers. Another thing is like identify those triggers of people, places, and things. Sometimes if something happened, if you have been sexually touched from someone in your family and it's the holiday and that person will be around and it's just like people act like things are normal, that is not normal. Sometimes it may be removing yourself from family functions and creating your own with the family that you have created. Sometimes it's using your friends because those are your chosen family. Just because we blood don't mean we really blood, okay? Just because you blood don't mean that you're family, but it may be unlearning and relearning, because sometimes these are inherent to trauma that is going from generation to generation, and you have to be that change maker. You have to be that person that wants to see the difference. So just because it may be normal for everybody else, you ain't crazy, baby. It's far from normal, and it's doing whatever that you need to do. So if it's people, places, or things, we go outgrow them. Another thing is that I learned in therapy is fight or fight. Knowing those responses, like, okay, are we going to deal with this in this circumstances, or are we going to run away? Are we going to get on the bed and put the cover over our head and just kind of avoid these problems? No, we have to truly address it. We have to address it head on. That takes being vulnerable. That takes the courage. That takes, the humanity of, as a person, just being able to vocalize and be able to communicate your expressions and how you're feeling. It's okay to tell people like, hey, you hurt my feeling, or hey, don't do this. We have to teach people on how to treat us. You have to teach people on how to love you in that same aspect, but being able to identify those ultimately. So if you have not heard of terminology, fight or flight is basically a traumatic experience of when you're faced with it, is how are you going to respond to it. It's more so like a flight or flee. Are you going to fight the situation, or are you going to run from it, which is fleeing from it? And another one is not allowing people to dump their problems on you. I'm gonna give you some different examples. Your homegirl call you up, ring, you want to talk about, or they want to gossip about something that they going on. You ever have people that's just draining? No matter what, you may have a lot of love for them, but they're draining. They're always gossip, they're always in some mess. There's always something negative going on in their life, and that's all they can focus on, and they can never focus on the good, and they suck the living life out of you sometimes. It is okay to put boundaries and put them in their place. They may want to vent. Hey, you got 5 minutes. After that, you gotta go see a therapist, because this is not in my time budget in this moment. I cannot handle this. There used to be folks that used to DM me like some crazy stuff, and this is part of the reason why I don't check my DMs. It's just like, you need to go see an expert. I am not mentally or equipped to handle this type of burden, but being able to help people in navigating some of those spaces, don't let people dump that on you. Sometimes when someone calls you, allow them to ask like, hey, are you in the mental space to handle this? Hey, is it okay if I vent? present? Hey, are you available? You don't know what a person is going through, and they may have like a mental day. They could have been going through the world, and then here you come calling and bringing more of their drama. How would you feel if the roles were reversed? So sometimes it's just being emotional intelligent to be able to identify certain circumstances, even if someone is not speaking up about it, but just not dumping your problems on somebody. Like, give value, give and take. Like, make for sure the relationship is being reciprocated and not lopsided. Because I always tell y'all, both could be an asset or they could be a liability, but do not allow people to like just put their problems on you. That ain't okay. And another thing is, I know we live in a world of social media, but it's okay to cut it off. It's okay to cut it. Cut it, like, cut it off. Activate. You're addicted to it and you don't even realize it. Are you using social media, or is the social media using you? If you're gonna be on social media, make for sure you're getting paid for it. Make for sure you're monetizing. But if you ain't making no bread from it, what are you doing? You ever look at your iPhone, it tells you your watch time, and it says, oh, your watch time, your hours and went up. Like, what are you doing? Maybe for once, if you got off social media, you could reach some of your goals that you keep saying from the new year and the new year from before that. How many times you'll keep saying you're gonna reach something and you wanna do something for yourself, but you keep showing up for the world and you're not showing for yourself? Quit taking on everything that you don't need to take on. Your immediate family is the ones that's in your household, not your parents, not your siblings, not anybody else. It's the immediate ones that's in your household, and that's a hard pill to swallow. But get off of social media, because sometimes you're comparing yourself to the world. It's the self-sabotage, it's the doubt. You see the glitz and the glam. Follow people that gives you that sense of inspiration, of someone that is a normal, regular person. Like, I like to see black people that's from the hood that didn't grow up with nothing, didn't have a silver spoon and made a way out of no way. For example, one of my favorite people, Super Scent from the Crayon Case. I love her. Her story is so compelling. I see myself in her. A regular person. Sometimes you may need to deactivate from social media so you can really just be in tune with yourself. Sometimes that may be praying. Sometimes that may be meditate. Maybe it's yoga. Maybe it's Pilates. Whatever it is, figure out something that's going to work for you to be able to help cope through this. Another thing is, if you are enjoying this video, please do me a big favor. Make for sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna challenge you even more. Make for sure you share this video with 3 people. Share this video to 3 people that can hear and understand this message, that may need to be the comfort, because sometimes, yes, we need to give ourselves grace, but sometimes we need other things to be able to work through navigating success, and sometimes that comes with anxiety creeps up or depression. Another thing I would say is watching the music that you're consuming. When I'm listening to rap and I'm listening to Lil Boosie, I want to be in the hood doing a drive-by. I can't do that. I'm elevated, y'all. Like, you know who I am now. I can't do what I used to do 12, 13 years ago. Sometimes I need to listen to Take Me to the King. Take me to the King. And sometimes I may need to listen to Press.
Gotta press through the fire. You gotta press through the pain.
Or Hold On.
And I hold on. Hold on. Change is coming.
Changing the music that you are consuming is, that's like, for example, if you have been in a relationship of infidelity, then you get to playing this song from the top of your lungs of Keisha. I should have cheated. No, because all that doing is triggering you. Watch the music that you are consuming. When you are in love, you want to listen to the lovey-dovey songs. You know, when you about to go out, you want to turn up. We ain't turned up to that gospel now. I have before. But you don't want to turn up to that gospel. You want to turn up to something that's more upbeat. So watch the music that you're consuming to help you change your mood. In all, these are some of the things that can be able to provide any type of comfort or peace of if you are navigating and fighting silent battles that nobody knows about. I hear you, I see you, and I'm sending you a virtual hug to wherever you are. You do not have to fight this battle alone, and I hope some of these things help you, because these are things that I personally have been through. I can speak it from my heart, but I also feel like that when I've been in a deep depression, I try to identify those triggers and make for sure that I'm not putting myself and doing whatever I can to be able to heal through that. So I say this to say that I hope that some of these recommendations help you. If not, go see a professional. If you have to go to the doctor, and you know, that's okay. If go see a therapist, like, get the help that you deserve. And therapy does not make you crazy. It keeps you from going crazy. I'm your girl, Nika Johnson, and some of these tips are monetary, some is not monetary. You know, you may want to go get a massage, may want to do other things that may deem as self-care, but it doesn't have to be. We talked about a lot of different things, and there's many more. If there's anything that you want to share, make for sure you comment below. Take advice or two and add, so we can be able to help more people. And despite it all, whichever that you choose to be able to implement, just make for sure you're in your budget.